Welcome back, ladies and gents, to ECS Europe. I'm here with James and Janko, of course, and we are about to bear witness to our second match. Of course, we just had NIP facing off against Fnatic, their Swedish rivals. They weren't in for such a good time, seemingly not really the NIP that we know of late, and they'll be dropping down to the losers bracket to try and survive, and they'll be playing against the winner of our series, which will, or rather the loser of the series that's up next, which will be Mousesports and FaZe. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this one pans out. Of course, I think it's the time to take a quick look at the playoff bracket, just to recap things a little bit and remind you guys as to how everything works here for the playoffs for ECS Europe. And there you go. And of course, the two teams already through to the finals at the Wembley Arena in just a mere month's time is, of course, Astralis and G2.
Nice.
And joining them will be the two teams that are able to get through this little playoff bracket. And so far, Janko, I guess not too surprising how things have gone. Only played one best of three so far, so.
Yeah, maybe to some people it would be a surprise if they see Fnatic beat NAP 2-0, but as we talked about it in the pre-game of that particular match, that it's always specific when these two teams play each other, right? Because they know each other so well, and the nature of how Fnatic works as a team, they can be pretty up and down because they're mostly reliant on individual performances more than anything else, but they showed a great form in that match and fully deserved, of course, beat NIP 2-0.
Are you sad, James? Are you sad? NIP have to fight back now from the losers bracket.
Well, someone had to.
Why do you ask him? He's not a NIP fanboy, you are.
No comments on this. I have no comments.
Are you sad then?
I like that. Ganging up on me. I'm impartial. I'm just excited. It just adds to the story. They have to fight back. I think they're actually in.
So you're excited for them fighting back, of course, and beating everyone from the lower bracket to qualify.
I think they've
the Rocky story.
I think they're very capable of doing so as well. I think the matchups that we'll get will provide good matches as well. So probably, perhaps even maybe better than Fnatic. But we shall see. Of course, it is now time to put Janko in the hot seat as we go into the Score Esports pre-game breakdown here for our second best of three of the evening. And it's going to be, of course, Mousesports and FaZe.
That is not a hot seat, Dan. That is my seat. This is what I do. I'm not nervous when I do my thing.
Let's hear the thing.
This is a bit of a different matchup than we had before. FaZe, as we all know, a team that's still really practicing hard to try and implement new stuff to their game and get used to playing with kioShiMa. Actually, in the ECS, they've been playing really well. They've gotten a lot of wins, especially in the league part. There was a three-way tie for the second place, so now they had to face Mousesports. And I think this is a tricky matchup, right? Because FaZe beat NIP as well, but in that matchup, FaZe won all of the pistols throughout that best of three. And as we talked about, Mousesports, it has really strong pistol players. NiKo, chrisJ, and Nex, all really strong with the pistol. So I don't see FaZe having the same success rate in pistol rounds against Mousesports. And I think that's going to make their life much more difficult in this matchup, simply because they don't have that many things they can fall back on. So if they start losing initially, if their plan A, plan B doesn't work, then they're going to have to start improvising, and that's where Mousesports can just take over the game.
Yeah, you liking the addition of kioShiMa, James? As Janko suggested, it does seem like he's actually fitting in fairly well, something that he was struggling to do on Envious.
Yes, they look like more of a complete team, that's for sure, than they were with Makelele. Again, I think we've seen some of the roles that jkaem used to have seem to be a bit shared with kioShiMa at the moment, especially, well, over towards B-bomb sites on the CT side specifically. So, but it seems to be working out for the most part. And that might make it harder for the opposition to read, because, like on Cash, for example, sometimes you'll see kioShiMa in mid and jkaem on B, and sometimes it's the other way around. And obviously, they'll have different play styles and so on. But they seem to be a stronger unit, and they seem to have more discipline and more direction. So that's fantastic to see. The more competitive FaZe can become, the better. Because obviously, they've got the strong star players on their team. They just need to be a team.
Well, I mean, let's see if they can be a team on the maps that we've got. So run us through the vetoes here, Janko, because I can see that we're going to be starting off on Mirage. But do you think, who does this favour? Is this what you expected?
Pretty much yes, because FaZe, as you can see right now on your screens, FaZe decided to pick Mirage. Mousesports went for Dust 2, and the decider is Train. Interesting to see that Mousesports decides to ban Cobble, because that's a map that they've been playing or even picking against certain opponents, and it hasn't really worked that well for them. So now they decide to veto it, gambling that FaZe is not going to pick Inferno, which they didn't do in the end. So I think that this pool, as we always talk about with FaZe, they have a limited map pool, so there's not much they can choose from. So all things considered, I think this is a great map pool for them. Mirage is a map they always tend to pick. Dust 2 is a pretty open map, even if they don't play it as much. It's pretty simple for them to adjust on it, to improvise, and then Train is a map that they also play. But all things considering, I feel that talking about Mirage first in particular, what might be a problem for Mouse is on their T side, they go for these defaults, try to get mid control, but it didn't seem as crisp to me as it's supposed to be. It didn't seem as coordinated as it should be, and we could see that FaZe on their CT side, especially in that game against NIP, they were really playing aggressively towards the mid area, fighting for that mid control, and it caused a lot of problems for NIP, who didn't adjust, didn't try to group up maybe towards the A bomb side, go for a fast push, a change of pace. So seeing as how Mousesports starts on the T side, if they do not adjust for that, if things start going wrong for them, I can see FaZe having a really strong first half.
All right, well, it is pistol time here. CT side for FaZe, T side for Mousesports, and Rain with some mid-aggression.
Two players in Palace with the bomb, no less, and they seem to be moving into the bomb site now, but all alone actually. So what is the play here? There's two of them, and they have to bank on the other players drawing the attention. chrisJ goes down, leaving Nex alone with the bomb on the floor here. So this is a super weird pistol run from Mousesports from what I can tell. Got Spiddy coming in now from the flank. He's still got Nex on his own on the site, finally goes down. And now we have the other two players from Mousesports who were in mid when that two-man push came into A, having to go for the retake here. That said, we have two CTs being taken down here, so Rain, Fox and jkaem remain. They've got a massive range advantage over Spiddy and Connector, looking behind him as well, so less than ideal situation here for Mousesports. jkaem's going to have a 1v1 duel with NiKo, but NiKo's going to finally take him down, so just under a minute on the clock, Mousesports can still definitely do this, and now there's a bit of a split coming in, a bit of a flank, and that's going to cause the CTs to concede their positions. See Fox is stuck behind the fireboxes now. Spiddy looking for him, bomb still down. Where is the second player though? Where is Rain? That is the question. USPs for every player remaining now. So the range advantage will be equaled here for the Ts. NiKo searching. Oh, he's going to pop Rain face off. Fox a trade. He's got 2 bullets. He has 2 bullets to take down Spiddy, who is creeping very quietly and can jump on the box on the side. Fox, he's got 2 bullets. He's got to find one. Crosshair was close, but not close enough. Somehow, Mousesports take that round.
Yeah, finally the stalemate is broken there. I mean, obviously, it's not quite as much as a stalemate for the in the sense that the clock is really against the T side, but FaZe is going to be losing that one, and as close as it was. And they're actually going to go for that force buy, all except their AWP. Fox is going to be chilling with just CZ. Smoke on aizy actually, so a little bit of utility, a single unit's worth of utility, I suppose. And NiKo opting for many Ks in his name today. I count 5. There is indeed 5.
As long as it's not 3, Dan.
Indeed.
Well, he's moving over towards the connector area. Got to be careful though, because Rain is on his 6. You can see aizy's on the other 6. So quite a patient eco so far. The CZ coming up for jkaem. 2 bullets, he needs to reload here, but he's running out of time. Now he has no choice. Still alive though. Fox coming in for support as well. And Rain, but people are getting wrecked over towards the B-bomb site here for the CTs.
aizy's in there with that CZ, the triple from just 12 bullets. And that is how it's done. And that is why FaZe are a scary team, because they can just smash you to pieces with glorious individual play. And that was what we saw there from aizy with that triple right at the end. His team kind of set up the chaos, and he decided that he would thrive in such a chaos. So now it's going to be Mousesports just forcing back, going for a fast play into the B-bomb site from the B apartments with those Tech 9s, with DT50s, with the nades, the Kevlars. Let's see. Let us observe bear witness to the carnage that is likely to ensue. But for which team? jkaem is there, James, with a P90.
He is indeed, but somebody's messed up the smoke that's meant for the balcony, I think. And it was a CT actually trying to slow down the push here. The P90 will do great work in trying to slow down the push as well. I say great work, it's only the one frag, and the CT's got a massive disadvantage. Things coming in as well. aizy evening the numbers though. NiKo gets taken down. Still got half of his HP. P250 and a UMP here for the Mousesports players. kioShiMa coming in. Nice work onto chrisJ so far. chrisJ can't afford to take another bullet, and he won't the UMP straight into the face when he needs it. Now aizy needs to try not to get traded here. But he's looking the wrong way, but now it's 13 HP versus 10 HP here. chrisJ peeks. chrisJ will not do the job. He's got the kit as well. aizy will have no issue in defusing the bomb. But what a difficult 3 rounds for both teams so far.
Yeah, really difficult. But thankfully for FaZe, they have aizy. And if aizy is actually just going completely off in this match, I'm going to be very excited to watch what is possible, because aizy has a great play style and his spray downs can be quite satisfying, quite cathartic.
Still haven't had my long-awaited 1v1 with aizy. At some point on a LAN, aizy and I, we're going head-to-head Dan, and he is going to get wrecked. I'm sorry, but he is.
Well, still have dreams. It's Rain though in mid. Try to end the dreams of Mousesports and their mid take. However, not entirely too successful. A trade coming in. chrisJ and Fox dead for either side, as FaZe have aizy. The FaZe sitting in connector by the stairs now, and Rain trying to spot for some information as well.
Oh look, it's NiKo the UMP again. It's a very regular occurrence for NiKo to rock the UMP while his teammates have the AKs. And he's going to have he's in Palace no less, so he's got a range disadvantage as well. Not much he can redo for his team at the moment. In a 4 versus 2 to boot, and NiKo is going to rotate with his UMP.
I mean, obviously, it's not an oversight by the team. Like, obviously, that's their decision. They seem to have like this decision that they do over and over again.
But he's the best player on the team!
Yeah, so I mean, I agree with you. I don't know why that is the case. But perhaps you...
But if he's the leader, then surely it's his decision as well. Maybe he's just too polite to say, give me your gun. You're taking this.
You pleb,
You're taking this. Shut up and take this UMP. Give me your gun and shut your mouth. It needs to happen though.
I mean, the thing is that like it could be like a degree of modesty in that sense. And because there's two arguments. It's like, okay, give the best player the worst weapon because he's going to do the most with it. But in reality, in this game, you don't want that. That's not really a valid argument. You want the best player on the best weapon in this game. That's how it works.
You want the person most likely to wreck the other team to have the best tools for the job in order to do so.
Yeah. But well, we're going to get the mid take with one flashbang.
Is this the new meta now? Just run Boo City every match.
Boom.
chrisJ will be sacrificed. I was making an emoji reference there, Dan, but I just couldn't do it. One player down for the CT so far. Fox in the middle of nowhere. I mean, this is an eco for the T's, and CT will be punished for getting up close. But FaZe starting to get a bit of a lead going now. That said, Mousesports will be back on the bye. NiKo 5k, so no UMP for NiKo in this round.
Funnily enough, Mousesports, when they're on the T sides, we tend to get very slow games. But this has been a very, very fast 5 rounds. Don't know if you felt the speed at which the time has passed, or rounds have passed, but it has been quite quick, James.
I think because the first 3 rounds were kind of trades.
Yeah, you're right.
It would make things go faster than otherwise might. I don't know.
Forces situations where people have pistols all the time.
It does seem fast though, it does seem fast in general. So we've got some nice pop flashes coming in towards the connector area, and kioShiMa, I'm not sure if he's going to do those nades fast enough. Somehow surviving. Denis saw him. Denis couldn't take him down. Next had no idea what was going on. He's going to fall as well. aizy's holding the angle to try and keep kioShiMa alive. kioShiMa will be bait though for aizy to punish with. NiKo now, last man standing for his team. Can't get the 1 versus 1 of aizy with the CZ.
I'm telling you, man. aizy's going off today. It's happening, James.
He's 13-1 down.
Yeah. I love how he just pulls out the CZ for that last fight. And those first few kills are great decisive too. Very nicely done from aizy. Brilliant stuff. And I mean, kioShiMa, man, that timing on that flashbang, it could not have been any later than that. And he still managed to barely just get the player blinded in time to be able to make the frag, and even the frag on the second player. So that was a huge play, but we got the NiKo. It's not a deco, it's a NiKo. and it's going to be able to pick up 1 kill. NiKo always seems to be able to pick up 1 Deagle frag when he buys a Deagle in any situation. So let's see if it will continue, because, you know, Fox is dead. They've lost. There's a player off the server, James.
Will they try and boost?
Dennis is gone.
Goodbye, Denis. Welcome back, Denis.
Is back.
Will they try and boost to get this AWP though? That is the question. We see that maybe there's a read of the CTs that they'll try to do this. Wow, NiKo, maybe it was just hanging on the side. NiKo didn't even need to go all the way into the window to get it. And aizy's like, where's the gun gone? Gets the first frag, can't get a continuation spray though. He needed to go for NiKo first though. He had the big green gun and he's made it work. aizy's gone down 3 versus 3. Mousesports players in mid for the time being. If kioShiMa peaks, he could be in trouble, but at some point, surely he's going to peak. I don't think anybody's covering his back at the moment. There is a player moving into jungle now for the CTs. That's Rain, but NiKo's going to take him down. Now the CTs are in a lot of trouble.
Absolutely, NiKo is on the AWP. He's got himself 3 kills already. Thought make that 4 kills. NiKo perhaps working on that ace now. It's just jkaem left. And NiKo has a bullet with his name on it. Here jkaem goes up from CT spawn. It's going to be a very, very tough situation for Mr. jkaem. And NiKo is going to get the ace. NiKo with a Deagle and a Kevlar on an eco round. He's going to ace your team.
Just another day for NiKo.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, hide all your wives.
Hide your faces.
NiKo's coming with a Deagle.
He's like Colossus from Marvel versus Capcom.
He's the Juggernaut.
He's beating everyone, yeah.
I'm the Juggernaut, James.
Alright. FaZe back on the buy. Starting to get a bit weaker here. You can see the fan mass popping up. No AWP for Fox. Okay, and if you think about it, that all came from the AWP being taken. And aizy tried to stop it from being taken, but I guess it was just lying. So NiKo could just jump up, pick up the AWP, take it away, kill the whole team. Easy for NiKo. Mousesports with control of mid for the time being. But look at the nades of FaZe. They've got loads of Molotovs and flashbangs. So they can still do more. They can still throw mollies over mid. Rain escaping, but so short's going to be taken, and the ladder room as well. FaZe continuing to lose map control, and I think Rain knows he's been spotted there. aizy trying to do what he can, but he can't do much. The D-bomb side looks pretty vulnerable here. There's not many places for Rain to hide, but he gets a 2-man, including NiKo, and the bomb. And the rest of the players are stuck now on short, so the split is off for Mousesports, but the frag is on.
Fox and jkaem in. Spray there, just tagging these Mousesports players quite low to incredibly weak. And jkaem takes down the healthy one. In fact, everybody falling here for Mousesports, one after another. And great play from Rain. And as you say, like, he knew that he's been spotted by the pillar. He heard the scope. He had the scope. He's like, oh, no, I'm not going to peek that angle. I know better than that. And I think he tossed the incendiary in, and then as they wanted to push, so then he staggered the push so they couldn't trade frack him from short as he killed the players on the apps. Really awesomely done by Rain. And that's the play that makes the difference, in my opinion, in that round. And now back again with the Deagle on NiKo. Is it going to happen again, James?
Probably. All things considered. Ooh, we have the wide peak coming in, multiple players, and Rain's got to be careful here because they're... Well, there we go. Fox just hate his life right now.
Yeah, twice. He hasn't even lost AWP versus AWP. He's lost AWP versus Deagle both times.
Well, aizy coming in to do what he can. And that seems to be quite a fair bit. Fox, only man to go down.
I really feel bad for Fox right now. Yeah. There's 2 rounds where he's just like not able to play. It's like, nope, you're not playing this round. Go just sit there on the bench. There's a good Fox.
5-round lead for FaZe. Mousesports, despite all the carnage, only have 2 rounds on the board so far. Both teams on an AWP now. Fox going for a different approach. He's had enough of the 1Ds, and he's changing up his position. And good timing since we've got the smackdown on short. Goes for the snap onto Speedy, but uncharacteristically not fast enough is Fox.
And look at the speed. Speaking of fast, from Mousesports. They're straight into connect with two players. Just the two. Confirmed two. Bomb is on chair though.
I love chairs.
I mean, why is the bomb on chrisJ as the AWPer, James? Please explain this.
Well, I guess if one of the other players are going for a more aggressive position for entries and so on, then they may lose the bomb in transit, but he may be a safer bet having an initially further back position. Speaking of which, Fox goes down.
Again.
So that will be the bomb spotted in mid, but that doesn't tell you much. It's the other players that will be the key. And you see there's a bunch of FaZe in connecting, and NiKo pushing from slope. FaZe, kioShiMa to take him down. aizy coming in with yet more frags. An advantage for the CTs, make that two. aizy is wrecking everyone.
Yeah, man, this setup on A is really nice. And it's quite a mix-up as well, from FaZe. I mean, they had actually, they lost connector straight away, so they changed their setup. kioShiMa plays very close with aizy on the bomb side of A, and they play this peeking game super well. Nice pick there from chrisJ, still with the bomb on his back. Looks like he's going to have to carry this bomb all the way to that bomb site by his lonesome at this rate. And it's Spitty there for support with the Galil. The CTs are taking it easy. They're allowing the bomb site to be taken by the Ts and for them to plant, and that is the smart play, to be honest. And chrisJ, I mean, they can't cover everything right now. Oh no! In comes the incendiary! Is chrisJ going to make it out alive? Barely he will, on 23 points of health. But there's more flames to be had. How is he not burning? He is so lucky right now. Spitty on 2 HP gets a headshot with that Galil. In comes jkaem for the trade though. And the shot from chrisJ gets the 3K, saves the round with the AWP and the bomb. But those Molotovs, how did they miss chrisJ?
Yeah, luck is on his side for the time being. And they need it at the moment because they are recovering from a deficit. FaZe still managed to eke out a buy here. We're going to see the Mag 7 coming up for kioShiMa. So I guess he's going to be playing close to the slope. We've seen this before from FaZe. I think in the last week as well when they had kioShiMa playing on ramp with the Mag 7. aizy holding the angle for the time being. So
he's got 19 kills in 10 rounds, James.
I can only guess he's got the AWP based on a spawn timing. And 19 kills in 10 rounds.
Yes, indeed. That is quite nice.
That is a great start.
He's got 4 deaths, James.
That's pretty monstrous.
He has died only 4 times.
Some people would be fortunate to get 19 kills down on an entire match, let alone 10 rounds. So, Mousesports moving the bomb over towards the A site, and it seems we have a bit of a split coming in. 2 more players moving through the underpass. Loads of counter flashes coming in, and there are still more counter flashes to be had here from the CT side. kioShiMa holding an angle, but he's not as close as he otherwise might be. Rain on the bricks. There is a boost trying to come in here, but from next, he won't get it, but he will get the frag.
Yeah, almost a 2K there. 4 HP left for next after the encounter with Rain. Oh, the Max 7 coming in from kioShiMa. Can he find the frag? Yes, he does in the end. Tries to pull it out for the player onto the sandwich, but he gets singed a little bit, but he does escape at that position. chrisJ in for support, covering fire with the AWP. Good as ever. chrisJ has been on form, but jkaem going to be finding an unknown angle as chrisJ looks towards CT. He is taken down, as is his teammate by jkaem. jkaem steps it up when FaZe need him most in it. A round actually where aizy didn't actually get a frag, which may even have been the first round like that. I should imagine at this rate. But once again, Mousesports losing yet another round. And they've taken FaZe to many close rounds, but they're not posting those results. And looks like we've lost Denis again. Not sure what is the issue with Denis. Hopefully he hasn't got any mincemeat to attend to, James.
I have mincemeats and it requires attendance. It requires my attendance. I have an appointment with some mincemeat. I must leave immediately. Please excuse me. So normally, right, these players have their girlfriend's names in brackets. Like kioShiMa's name is his girlfriend's name is Chloe, so he's got the C there. What is CN543, Dan? Sounds like Polonium 210 or something.
Maybe his
it's like he has a
girlfriend has a serial number, James.
It's like he has a vial of toxic waste, and that's the name of it. CN543.
Well, I mean, so far Mousesports, they've had some great rounds with the, well, okay, they've had some opportunities here or there, but it seems to be, I mean, one of the reasons why this can be a really exciting matchup is because of the individual firepower on both teams. And I think it's fair to say that FaZe have more individual firepower as well, because you've got Rain,
you've got Fox, although Fox is being wrecked a bit by NiKo in this matchup. You've got jkaem, kioShiMa, and aizy. You know, 5 players who can really deliver the goods. And regarding Mousesports, you know, when NiKo, chrisJ, and Nex are going off, it's always good. But when they're the best is when Denis and Spidey are having good games. And as the more support-oriented players like Denis, you know, that's a really awesome Mousesports to watch, and that's what they really need to start to find. But I would expect that both teams would have a stronger CT side on this map.
Yeah, there aren't many rounds left for Mousesports to try and compromise the CT side of FaZe. And we can see that this is not going to be one of those rounds, most likely, as Mousesports don't really have any money left in the bank.
And you know, Janko brought up this point yesterday about Fox, and actually it might not specifically have been Fox, it may have been, but either way, it's more. I think it was more specifically about AWPing on the CT side of Mirage, how difficult it is these days because of all the smoke grenades and so on. You don't really get easy opportunities towards middle as you used to, and also like Molotovs in mid and all kinds of shenanigans. But we're back into this one. There's just Glocks here for Mousesports. I think they're going to die, James.
It seems likely, but kioShiMa, I wonder how likely he is to die to Glocks in this situation. Fortunately for him, he's got the M4A4. Spray downs will be real. Success is had by the likes of kioShiMa. It was a good day, but the day has passed, and we are into the next day. And the money still sucks for Mousesports. They can go AKs, but they will have one, maybe a smoke onto Speedy. Next, would have to go for a Gilo, and indeed, they will go for double eco because they would have basically had 0 utility.
Yeah. I mean, the money's not great on FaZe either, to be honest. Like, they've taken their share of losses. So, you know, Mousesports, they can steal away around. They can do some damage here, but it's getting too late. It's getting too late for that. We've got lots of business here with these Glocks. Oh my goodness, even a team kill. Denis taking down chrisJ. Usually it's chrisJ eliminating his teammates. But this time, Denis
is going on?
I don't know, James.
What happened to all the FaZe players?
They died.
And their guns.
They got shot.
And their utility. They had everything. They had the world.
Okay, so jkaem takes a gamble with a Molotov, doesn't pay off, and there were 2 people towards 5 boxes. That would have been perfect. Somehow, Denis makes his way into the flames, and we're down to the 1 versus 1. It's Nex with a deagle and no helmet versus jkaem with everything to play for. The defuse as well. He's got the kit. Next coming in, he needs to find the 1D, and he is going to do exactly that, just creeping like DDK in the club, and it paid off in spades.
The funny thing there is that actually, usually the hold there can often be quite good because if the player is hiding and slope, then it's quite a far place to run in the angle. You have to kind of, it's really hard to get onto that angle basically.
It's a bad plant for the Seas.
It's a very bad plant. But Nex already had started moving just as the angle is no longer being checked. So I think jkaem felt like he was much better than he actually was in that spot. But you know, there you go. And Mousesports claim a very much needed round. And you can see the economy of FaZe is going to limit their buy a little bit. I see that on jkaem, but the dink on the chrisJ. aizy through the smoke. He's going to find you. And there is a smoke off for mid.
I think that's a bad smoke. I don't know if it collided with aizy, but I feel like there's a gap on the other side of it. But nobody's there to check it at the moment. kioShiMa though is in connect, and you can see the players moving over towards short. Maybe actually there is a smoke on short as well, so he may not know that the players have made it into ladder room already. Got deeper nades coming in to connect. jkaem is being taken down. There is a split here over towards the B bomb site. Rain charging through, almost with a 3-man spray down, but it will only be the 1. 2 versus 4 now. Fox needs to find a frag fast.
Yeah, Fox didn't participate in middle defense this round for the first time, and then the play goes into B, so he's got to deal with this. Fox is having one of those games where it's just nothing is really working out for him, and they're gonna have to go for the save here. So a brilliant round from Mousesports to just power through onto the B take after just harassing middle, and they're gonna survive with 4 players seemingly, unless they lose some on the hunt, which is possible. There you go. Fox with a long range shot there, finally getting a kill after a while. It's been a while, but he will get himself 1 in the bag. And oh, Denis is on. Oh, okay. He's on 1 frag. Oh, interesting. At least it's not 0. Anyway.
He got a team kill earlier.
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
So he had more frags. Now he has less. So another round in the bag here for Mousesports, and indeed they will have themselves a reasonable T side with the likes of NiKo leading the charge on 11 frags as per usual.
I'm kind of sad that aizy slowed down massively. It's been about 4 or 5 rounds where he hasn't really been fragging. I wanted to see the 50 bomb, Jay. So I wanted to see the 50 bomb.
It's interesting that they threw, Mousesports threw a load of weapons in spawn. I think there might be some AKs there. Look at what FaZe have at the moment. They have an M4 and an AWP. If they manage to get a flank in to see spawn, they might find themselves with 3 weapons. Got loads of nades being deployed here. Rain take close to the smoke. Then it's trying to move into connector with the flash. Now you can see the flash that was there. But Rain almost takes him down, but not quite.
Not quite. Now again, Mousesports are taking middle. Generally, FaZe have been fairly good at adapting when Mousesports get mids like this. But the problem is that previously they've had a lot more weaponry to work with. In this last round, they've got 3 CZs. So Fox is going to have to, he hasn't had much opportunity. This has to be the round, and it's the last one on the CT side for Fox. And he's going to get nade in the face. He's not going to give up the ghost though, which I do definitely like. Tossing a nade back himself though, and kioShiMa's going to take down Denis. So just hanging, Mousesports are just waiting for chrisJ to get something. Finally he will, but what will they do with it? Fox able to get a nice frag. That's very important there for FaZe, and that's really going to force Mousesports' efforts towards this A bomb site. chrisJ going over the Tech 9, it's going to be good there, catching a player, Rain creeping through the vents, and now Mousesports onto the A side. What? kioShiMa with just the tail end of that burst finds himself a headshot onto Spitty, and now it's just down to chrisJ again. He's got to get the ace to win this round for Mousesports, and he's going to get wrecked.
10-5, that is a good half. I think FaZe will be content with that. Going into the second half. I really wanted to see a CT go for a flank there, just because I was so curious as to how many weapons there were in T-spawn and what could have been had with them, but such is life. We move on. We let go.
We've got to hold on. We've got to hold on and be strong, in the words of Tupac Shakur.
What other words are there?
It's probably quite a lot. A considerable amount, because he was a rapper, James.
You are probably right, Dan. I think he had one of the widest vocabularies of rappers who were measured for their vocab. Because there was a measurement done of rapper vocabularies.
Yeah, but I'm not sure about that.
And I think he was up there.
Because some of the more niche hip-hop artists are ridiculous in that regard. But
I said of the ones measured, Dan. I was very careful with my words.
Some of them were in there. We'll revisit this, because I saw that as well.
I'm going to look now.
You're looking right now. All right, then I guess I'm casting this around. We got Rain going, he's dead. And now it's going to be time for chrisJ. He's going to be able to take down one player in mid with the help of NiKo rather. There will be more deaths here for the FaZe side, losing players and losing players. So kioShiMa, if he gets this bomb down, that's a big, big win for FaZe. Boom! Bomb down, mission accomplished. aizy, good luck, and you're dead. But the bomb went down, so save and then AKs. Save and then AKs.
It's actually Eminem, who has the largest, and Talib Kweli is a close second. Interestingly, on the chart, you can make it so it only shows Wu-Tang members, but they are definitely down in the doldrums. That.
Which one is it? Is it Little John that just goes, what? Okay.
I don't even know what he looks like.
Nor do I.
I don't know the Lils, apart from Lil Man Dan in North America, CLG Super Sub. FaZe moving over towards the B bomb site now. The pistol round appears to have been unsuccessful for the side. Double UMP, triple M4, waiting for FaZe and their execute. We've got the nades flying in. Next will avoid all the flashes. There's a Molotov as well, but it's going to be diffused by the smoke and disappear very quickly. 3 FaZe players left, and they haven't done any damage to the CT economy just yet. So that is an unsuccessful second round here for FaZe.
And this is how you didn't mention Tupac and where he was.
Oh, well, if you insist that.
You must find Mr. Shakur.
Okay, if I click all artists once again. He was West Side, right? I can click West Coast. West Coast.
He grew up in Baltimore, I think. Which is where the wire was set.
Oh no, he's like Wu-Tang tier. He's pretty low.
I thought so.
But up there is Cypress Hill. He's actually third in terms of West Side.
Aistrup Rock must be really far up there.
The East Coast have considerably
Where's Aistrup
wider
Rock?
vogue. I don't know. We'll have to move on from this.
We probably should. It's buy time. It is buy time. It's buy time. It's like the sales on the January sales, and all the toys have been bought. Not much diversity on Mousesports. In fact, they will have almost exactly the same. It must have been a discount on the M4 stream.
I've been playing Silent Storm 4 recently. But Denis is not, and he's going to kill Rain. Back to me, though. Only joking. There are 3 CTs over towards the A site at the moment, so things look pretty strong there. Maybe they have a read that FaZe were headed in that direction. That smoke may encourage things. Or I'll flash through it as aizy, I think, is doing. But the rest of the team over towards B. Next to the flash. Next gets himself 1 versus 1, but he can't win the duel. How much will he see on the death cam? We're not seeing we are seeing a rotation coming into the CTs. The B-bomb site is completely clear. There's a player on shotgun. That's NiKo holding an angle, trying to stop the bomb from getting planted. But we've got the YOLO plant coming in. Fox takes down NiKo while he's blind. 4 versus 2. What do these CTs do? Spiddy still in a strong position over towards short. Jacob's been tagged a little bit. We've got almost a double peak coming in. Nice shot by Spiddy. And Denis and Spiddy will continue to keep up the pressure. But will they commit? It does not appear that they will. The alarm has been raised, Dan. They left the microwave on, and the oven, and the bath. They must go to turn all these things off.
Yeah, I mean, Spiddy's transfer there was really nice. Actually, really, really nice. The blink and then the instant transfer for a frag. Very sexy stuff from Spiddy. But yeah, FaZe picking up the round, and this is going to be a nasty hit onto the money of Mousesports. You know, very nice that they've saved 2 of their weapons. In fact, you know, Spiddy swapping out one of his M4s for an AK-47, and Mousesports will be able to service themselves, furnish themselves, adorn themselves with many rifles. And the AWP isn't back in play on chrisJ. chrisJ has been in great form lately. He has definitely been in better form than I've seen him in the last few months, in the last month or so, I would say. And we're going to see Rain pushing the apps here, playing the lurk, as we so often see him do so, towards the Palace area, as the rest of his team pressure towards B, and also top mid, and then the pass into bottom of mid. So just a bit of a default coming out from FaZe. And Spiddy is he's out there on short. He's going to back away a little bit. So playing quite passively on Mousesports, giving up middle fairly easily. There's actually no challenge here at all. It is for free, James.
It is unchallenged. It is unspoiled.
That was the only challenge on mid. It's like peak, 2 bullets, and
information. So Mousesports, we've seen them play passively before. We saw it yesterday, in fact. And we're seeing it again towards mid, but how do they make it pay off for them? How do they take a round? NiKo getting a kill in the ladder room onto aizy. kioShiMa pushing through the smoke. This might be how. Almost a 3rd frag for NiKo, but he can't quite do it. Down to 3 versus 3, make that 2. chrisJ and NiKo being quickly dispatched off. Now Fox needs to get the bomb down. Going for the inverse plant on default. Next, looking for the default plants, but now he knows what is up. And he sees the bomb is completely exposed. So Spiddy, I don't think he meant to pull off that box. Jacobs though, doesn't seem to know where he is, but he gets the frag. Spiddy's not ready, his gun's not out in time. Next alone now versus 3. And Jacobs in an interesting spot. Not so interesting anymore because he's surely going to die. Next with 2-1 versus 1's possible now. Going for a bit of a smack here, trying to bait the players out. Here comes Fox. 1 more to find, but surely Rain can do this. Next can barely find the bomb. No defuse kit either, and indeed Rain will get the spray. That's Nex's Severance package. 4-round lead for FaZe.
These rounds are pretty costly though for FaZe, to be honest. They lose almost every player again. So they're continuously, Mousesports, okay, they're losing rounds, but they are doing a lot of damage. Problem is though, is that you sort of have to win one of those rounds eventually. I mean, you can keep incurring massive damage to your opponent, but if you just don't win any rounds, it doesn't actually mean anything in the end. So we're still waiting for that from Mousesports, and they actually still have some money here to play with. It looks like maybe there's a latency issue there with NiKo. Perhaps his routing has now decided to say, screw you. I'm going to now route through China.
I think he had some intermittent lag problems yesterday as well. Clearly,
Bosnian internet. Is he living in Bosnia?
Clearly he's sharing with someone else, Dan. And that person's just got home and he's like, it's porno time. Or maybe not. Maybe it's just some routing issues or Like, I don't know. I'm just speculating, Dan. All I can do is speculate. Producer says lag, but we've learned that we can't believe producers. So how good do how good do FaZe look to take this? Mousesports in a sticky situation. Somehow Denis has $8,500, but chrisJ has 28. Obviously, one would imagine chrisJ's buy is going to be more expensive than Denis's, but he seems to have an obtuse amount of money.
Obtuse.
Obese amount of money?
Yeah, obtuse doesn't mean obtuse is the opposite of acute.
I'll go for
thick.
I'll go for thick works.
Well,
He's got his wallet is obtuse. How about that?
it usually refers to angles.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
But you're in the Bardolph era.
Yeah.
Where words are taken completely out of context.
Well, just do what you want them to do.
I'm going to read about acute and obtuse triangles while this pauses it.
Why don't you tell us about Pythagoras' theorem at the same time?
I learned that in school, obviously. No idea. Funny enough, actually, I think you could apply that in commercial real estate, where I used to work a long time ago.
You can apply it in a great many things.
No, but I mean, like day to day.
Yeah.
Where are you going to use Pythagoras' theorem?
Well, the Pythagoras' theorem was to find the hypotenuse of a triangle, no?
That doesn't answer my question. I didn't say what is the purpose of it. I said how are you going to use it day to day?
Well, then whenever you want to find the hypotenuse.
Oh, okay. Well, that's.
I don't know.
Thank you for that, Dan. That definitely answers my question.
Not really a math guy. I mean,
when you're calculating, when you're like measuring areas and things in real estate, then perhaps there may be a reason to use it.
Excuse me. Deeper charts know the hypotenuse of this room. But no, that's never happened to me, James.
Good to know.
I'm afraid. What do they teach? Well, I suppose it's good to know. Pythagoras is a cool name.
They want to teach you about business, saving money,
politics,
life skills, how to talk to girls without getting slapped in the face. But they will teach you about Pythagoras' theorem. So we've got next down to a 5-7. Problems arising on the CT side for Mousesports. And that's a very early position from FaZe looking for a flank. Funnily enough, NiKo's got to be careful. He's getting tagged. He's getting those fish and chips. And FaZe still holding the angle over towards T-spawn. I did wonder if we were going to see some aggression here from Mousesports, but they just appear to be playing the shoulder peak position over towards ramp, where you have a second player playing close, and that will do them for the time being. See, next facing the wall. He hasn't been told off, Dan, for not learning Pythagoras' theorem, but in fact, he is trying to avoid any flashbangs that may come in for his teammates.
Well, if Fox is able to get, I don't know if Fox or Rain's going to play this entry, but if they can get that, it's going to be really nice here. Denis is going to try to distract, and it might actually work, I think, because they were looking towards that position, and Denis will come back in for the frag. So well done by him, and that's a 4 versus 2 now in favor of the Mousesports side. FaZe looking for a way back in, but they have a sneaky kioShiMa. He's in the back lines, looking to steal the goods in the shop, but it's already been pilfered. There's only some bog roll and some bleach. And chrisJ is going to shoot him dead, James.
I don't know why they didn't check the corner on ramp, because there were 2 of them there. So, I mean, check the corner.
So what?
How many FaZe players does it take to check a ramp, Dan? That is the question. Perhaps we'll find out on another episode of Game 1 of the playoffs.
This is Game 2.
It's Match 2. It's Game 1. Tennis, Dan, tennis.
This is Counter-Strike, James. It's not tennis. It is Counter-Strike. Yeah, you can't argue with that statement, can you? It's pretty explicitly true.
I have no comeback to your statement, Dan, that Counter-Strike is in fact not tennis.
Correct.
So, FaZe running out of money, running to their deaths. Sniper Alley will be an alley of snipers, and they will snipe. Therefore, Rain was, but not is. Ooh, NiKo. He sees jkaem. He kills jkaem. This is how anti-ecos go. Spot, shoot, kill, and we move on to the following round. Mousesports catching up now with FaZe. FaZe losing another round. And this is a round where they will lack in utility to some degree. They've got a bit more, like you can see aizy on 4,300 there, so we could get maybe a smoke and 2 flashes, for example. Once he buys a smoke and 1 flash down. I was $100 short of my estimate. I chose not to count, I chose to estimate, and I was close, but I was in fact incorrect.
Time from the mid take. NiKo with first challenge there, doesn't connect, and look at the speed. We've seen this from FaZe before, just powering kioShiMa through. He's actually won all the rounds for the team with this play before, and you can see he's going for it again. He loves it. He's got someone who also wants to do his job. He was in fact first, and he will in fact be the first to die to the AWP of chrisJ, who will now be pressing on from the position of CT spawn to get on with it. As we have Next there to support as well, moving in with the covering fire of chrisJ's AWP. And there's no smoke here for CT. No smoke was left. The utility was low, it's bare. And now Mousesports have a good retake position set up. Open plant there for the T side. Oh! Can't get the nade out in time. That smoke is actually perhaps going to help the T's. And all of a sudden, FaZe are taking nades. chrisJ back in, but without much to do, as the round will be won finally by FaZe. It's a FaZe round. What a weird situation. That was kind of a weird retake all in all, but yeah, 13 to 10. Mousesports losing money, but they can still get AWPs. How do they still have so much to buy with? It's amazing. It's pretty awesome for them, and maybe NiKo will have more impact here than the previous round.
So that's another annoying nuisance smoke grenade coming in to the short position. And it's a different approach from Mousesports. Oh, spinning down to 15 HP. What's like, oh, nope, he's out. Nope, 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 nope. So quite limited is Mousesports on the vision of mid at the moment. Moving a player into connection now. Legs being spotted for chrisJ, trying to jump out of it. Denis, though, will save his teammates. So we've got players taking damage all over the place. NiKo playing around the smoke, and despite the early damage done here by FaZe, they are 2 men down. But look at the health of Mousesports. This can still be done, but these AKs need to come in and put in some work here.
Yeah, they absolutely do. That smoke trick, just as a side note, in connector is filthy, and I hate people who do that. I hate people who do that because I haven't bothered to learn there's one-way smoke tricks, James.
Device does it every single round. Dan, I made a specific smoke for this. It is available on my YouTube channel.
There's a smoke for this. And there is a chrisJ for Fox, but as you mentioned, the round is still quite winnable due to the help on these players. But kioShiMa has to get the first challenge done and dusted, and then aizy needs to come in to distract, because that AWP on CT and chrisJ is very, very, very dangerous. But all that is needed is a kill and a distraction to follow, to allow an opportunity for these remaining players from FaZe. As we see aizy go out there, he's got the flash, and he will be spotted. He's going to be flashing chrisJ. That's actually how you want to do it, but unfortunately for him, NiKo's going to take down his teammate, but a 1 versus 3 for aizy. The problem is, though, he has to pick up the bomb. chrisJ on an angle waiting for the plants. They're going to hear everything. They're going to see everything. aizy needs to get a quick frag here. There's another one. Can he take down chrisJ now as well? He's going to go for the plant. He fakes it, actually. 14 seconds. He hasn't got much, or 2 seconds rather. He hasn't got much time to do this with. Commits to try to make the frags, but it won't be the play to win in the round. Instead, chrisJ will finish off the round there for the Mousesports side. 13 to 11 now for FaZe, as Mousesports increase their, or rather decrease their deficit.
On a plus side, FaZe managed to maim.
Awful. Mousesports are a team that can have really good CT side.
Quite a few players on the CT side there towards the end. So jkaem trying to upgrade, I think, to a CZ. Yeah, someone dropped him a CZ after buying a P250, so a bit of money spent, but there we go. He will take the upgrade gladly. So is anybody going to check lower here? Because City could simply kill everyone. I wonder if he's going to go. He's going to start shooting immediately. Could have played a tiny bit of information game there. He's not going to get a single frag either.
They did so much damage though. Look at that. Ridiculous. I think they're going to die, James. Let there be blood. And blood there will be.
So, I mean, Mousesports are playing pretty close, all things considered. And NiKo, next with 30 HP. Could play underneath the window, which might be a bit of a safer angle for him, but he seems to want the space with the AK. The whole team is here. It's a party. There are no nades to allow FaZe to pick up the bomb. But they have time, and they will sit on that time. And maybe doubt will start to creep in because the bomb is in a position where Mousesports can no longer see it. Bit of shoulder, bit of shimmying going on there. And aizy picked up the bomb, looking to pick up NiKo as well, but he will be unable to do so. jkaem is running away. He's got an M4, so it appears he will hold on to that. Maybe he'll buy armor with it for the following round.
Did you learn anything at school, James? Speaking of the math.
I learned that I can, if I stick my arms out on my sides, like straight, in on a horizontal line, and if I spin him in small circles, and I have a small fat man doing it with shorter arms than me, he can do it longer than I can. That's what I learned.
That small fat man has greater
He can
body than you.
He can extend his arms and rotate them in a circle longer than I can because he has shorter arms than me.
He has greater relative strength as well, I suppose.
That was not the purpose of the exercise, Dan.
You're weak, James.
So that's irrelevant.
You're weaker.
The purpose of the exercise was his arms are like half the length of mine.
Maybe you should go to the gym then. Strengthen those arms, James.
So it wasn't about the gym, Dan. It was about science and him being shorter than me. That's what you're failing to understand here. Maybe you should go back to school. I'll find him, and you can also have this lesson.
Okay, you can find the short fat man. Here we go. We've got the push coming into the axe that will meet the push of Mousesports. Been aggressive there. This is pretty brutal here, just frag for frag. Though it's going to go in favour of the German side, as it's now down to the T's who have lost the bomb in the abs. They have to go back for it, which is precious time lost to get it planted. Although the smokes will go down, the nades will go in. And we might still yet have a possibility here for FaZe. Actually, kioShiMa's going to find out that there's no CTs in here just yet. Interesting. Mousesports definitely had an opportunity to go in, but they hesitated, not having vision of the bomb. They wanted to wait for the plant first to be sure, but entering these choke points is difficult. However, once they hear the beep of the bomb, that's going to help. And the flank coming in is also going to help from NiKo. That could be the GG play, but it's a frag for aizy, and that is massive. Now the CTs are going to start to have to move as they realize that as soon as these Ts get that plant in, life will become quite difficult. But when will the plants come in? When can they move? Now is the time. Now is the time to go. There are the nades. Bomb is down. The angle is found by Denis. And he will take down kioShiMa. So aizy needs the 4K to actually serve his team. Oh, almost barely not getting the spray there for Denis, as Denis was just standing in it. He's standing the spray, James, but he seems impervious to being sprayed. He's impervious.
I thought aizy was the impervious one, but apparently not. On a mere 27 frags. That said, chrisJ and NiKo not far behind. Next turning up as well, which is always important. To the Mousesports side. The Mousesports side who will tie 13-13 now, and FaZe's economy is in an awkward situation. And we have a pause coming in. I'm going to assume it's FaZe here because they've got decisions to make. They need to do some maths themselves, Dan, and figure out. I mean, they have to figure out how much money they can spend in this particular round, how much money they want to spend, which may not be how much they can spend, and they have to expect that Mousesports are going to go to 14 rounds here. So, I mean, you could argue that they could try to force here because of the seat economy, but if they do that and they lose, the game's probably pretty much over. Whereas they can just get a monster buy-in in the following round and try and put a stop to the Mousesports shenanigans. Mousesports shenanigans. Shenanigans. Hello. aizy has 27 frags, and yet he's only got 3 MVPs down. He's being robbed by Revolvo. Robbed.
Fox is having one of those games, man. That's ET side. We've all been there.
I think Janko was saying that AWPing is quite difficult on Mirage.
Yep. I
And
mentioned that
we've seen that. We've seen a bit of that. On the CC side, specifically.
I mentioned that.
You did?
I went through it. Yes.
Well done.
Go late to the party, James. You better have some good booze.
I don't drink anymore, Dan. Doesn't work for me.
What does work for you?
Vegetables.
Which ones?
All of them.
You must have some preferences.
Have you ever eaten a flower? Like a fried flower?
Not fried.
Well, I suggest you do that.
Okay, alright then. Maybe I will. Probably won't. Anyway. So 13-13 between FaZe and Mousesports. And we have the pistol vibe from FaZe as they are deliberating. Well, not really deliberating. They've decided what they want to do. They had a tactical pause, James. They know exactly what they want to do.
Dan.
And it will be a B set piece. And here it is. There it goes.
So we've got a smoke coming down to block the bench position, as you can see just there. And another one to let them get closer to the site, but Molotovs will always be a problem. And that's the issue, is telegraphing your push when you're on eco over towards the B bomb site is that you get wrecked by grenades. Rain, though, using the distraction to come in from the back. NiKo getting tapped, but he will tap aizy in the face. And that'll be the last tap for aizy. Rain with a 2-man, though, down to 1 versus 2 now. And there is no one on the site here, but he has no idea. There's a flank coming in from short, and well, they're both coming in from short, actually. But the longer, that's the problem, he has no idea where they could be. The longer he waits, the less likely he is to win the round here, because the closer they will be. He seems to have an idea now. He must have heard something. Does he? Will he recognize the boost? Though, looking away now, and he's going to get taken down from the back, no less. Mousesports will indeed take the round they always should have taken, but with only 2 people surviving, now FaZe can go for this pressure buy with the AKs, and Mousesports may be in trouble if they lose. We'll have to see how much money the Mousesports side are left with once their buy comes in. And you can see their money is still crap because they lost so many players. So FaZe, they invested and it paid off.
Definitely wasn't taking my investment advice then. We have 4 on chrisJ. Oh no! Wasted Molotov there, won't be on window. We don't think it'll matter though, as we have the fast push again. This is a great round of score. Usually it's going to be kioShiMa leading the charge. This time Jason gets the first frag on the entry. It's Mousesports answering back with 1, 2, 3 frags from NiKo. And the last one from Spitty. That's the entire FaZe team wiped out. And it seemed like Mousesports had their number in that one.
That's a pretty sick execute from FaZe, but perhaps they had done it too many times now, and Mousesports will find themselves maybe surprisingly at game point over FaZe here, but FaZe still have another buy. Their loss bonus is that which will let them buy once again, but they have 3 smokes, and that's all their nades, not a single flash. Moving up now, 1 player on Palace. See the default from FaZe. 2 towards B, 2 towards A, 1 in mid for the CT side. None of these smokes have been deployed just yet. Either way, we'll see some rotations out of CPL from that CT in the middle. Over towards connector now, presumably looking towards Palace. Indeed, so chrisJ, I think, is on toll booth looking into connector. And NiKo's there as well. Putting that nuisance smoke down for his team. It's really hard because you can't really push through it because of the problems flashing into connector as a T. You can't really, there's no flash that will flash everyone on both sides. So you throw a flash in there, push through the smoke, you're probably going to die anyway.
That's depressing. And with 1 smoke left on FaZe, yeah, that sucks. That really sucks. They're going to have to get it done with the individual plays. They're taking the 4th position though, so maybe they can do that. Here goes the rest of FaZe bursting on connector, but they've been allowed to do so. Set up the set to deal with this. The frags going in the favor of Mousesports once again. kioShiMa, only one able to trade something back, but still, we've got chrisJ in a position there on the bomb pretty much. And they will toss in, well, there will be Molly in. Now it's just kioShiMa. 3 players to find. The bomb in the middle of nowhere. No man's land. He will be exposed should he decide to pick that up. Although there's no CTs directly on these angles just yet. So he's able to actually steal away the bomb. And here he goes to the fake plant. Sees the shadow. He can't really waste any time though, and he will be eliminated. Mousesports take this 16-13. And I actually thought that FaZe were looking good for this. When I saw that first half, when I saw aizy wrecking everybody, I was thinking this is going to be a FaZe map, but Mousesports brought it back. And speaking of being back, welcome back, Janko, to the desk.
Hello, Dan.
Your boys have done it, or rather, your boy NiKo. That round where you just aced them, actually, with the Kevlar Eagle.
Why not?
What is this?
Why not, Dan?
Is this real life?
Mousesports in the first 10 rounds of the first half, or 9, they win 3 rounds. One of them is the pistol round. Of course, they lose the anti-force by round. The other is the NiKo round that you were just referencing right now. And the third one is, again, an NiKo round with pistols, and they just run towards the A bomb site and get the entry kills yet again. But there were so many mistakes by them in gun rounds that I thought the game is going to be over pretty soon, basically, because you could see when they were trying to go for the mid to B split, the guys from B they go for the execute, right? But the cat players can't move because they're in through a Molotov, so an incendiary. So that's where you need to communicate better, right? There's no point if for the players in B apps to push if the players from cat can't support them. They're just going to get decimated, and it's what happened. It was an easy round for FaZe. Later on in the half, it actually worked for Mouse when they went for that B split. So they did manage to adapt eventually. But even there was a round where they got mid control and then wanted to split A, but they didn't have anyone in A apps. So aizy, who was on that default spot, there was another player behind Firebox, just completely wrecked the whole of Mousesports team. That's why you always need to have, when you want to have players coming into A from connector and rep, there always needs to be a player in apps, because he is the one who's supposed to trade with exactly that position. Otherwise, the player playing from default spot can keep re-peeking, hiding. He can buy a lot of time. It takes you a lot of time to be able to trade with him if you don't have anyone from A apps. He can flash and so forth. But in the end, moving on to the second half, Mousesports, what we talked about in the pregame, manages to win yet another pistol. This time it was chrisJ with I think at least 3 kills. Great performance from him. And then we saw the problems of FaZe, right? When they don't get a good start, when they don't win pistol and their initial ideas don't work, they kind of run out of them, right? Basically, the last round we saw of the game, yes, it was a good round, but at that point they just didn't win the aim duels, right? We saw that they had almost the control of the bomb site, but they couldn't quite close it out. So I thought personally as well, knowing Mousesports, that after the amount of rounds they lost and in the fashion they lost them in the first half, I thought they were just going to crumble, because it's something that has happened to them in the past. But it seems that they found a way to recover and stay composed, which is something that we should give them props for, because it shows improvement in that aspect as well.
Yeah, I feel
like I've been talking for 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, that's a really good point there. That's a good way to close it as well, because we'll be moving into map 2 very shortly, which will be, of course, Dust 2, which is definitely going to be a good map for Mousesports. We will dig further into that after a short break here. But remember, guys, before we go to the break, check out the score esports. If you're ever missing any of the action, if you're ever curious as to what's going on in the world of esports, whether it might be another game, might not just be CSGO, it might be League or Dota or any other number of esports titles.
There is only CSGO.
They will furnish you.
There is only CSGO. And Dota 2.
All right, well, guys, you can check out the CSGO and Dota results on the Score Esports app, either at the iOS App Store or Google Play. We'll see you after the break for map 2, Dust 2, between FaZe and Mousesports.